Economic policy really matters. I mean, bad economic policy, as Europeans have experienced, really matters to people's lives. The Australian economy has, as the politicians like to tell you, is the envy of the world in terms of its overall performance. And that's without a shadow of a doubt something that should be enjoyed and embraced by the Australian population. What I do worry about, certainly coming from Europe, is that confidence can be a real killer. What we observed in Ireland long before the GFC and the real global crash was that confidence evaporated very quickly. So you have to be very careful that you don't overstate the negatives. The media have a role to play in this. The opposition have a role to play in this in being honest about how the economy is doing. And one of the things that really interests me is the alignment of economic policy decision making with the political environment. Australia, for example, has a very short electoral cycle. Now, we know from studies in other countries, electoral cycles tend to be when follow spending cycles. So governments tend to spend more in electoral years and so on. Choices become very focused on the here and now over the future, which, and in a sense doing the thing that's right for your long-term gain. It's very interesting to me to see figures on things like life satisfaction, which are now measured quite commonly in cross-country comparisons. So, Australia has everything going for it, booming economy, low unemployment, everybody happy. And yet the life satisfaction figures for Australia lag behind countries like Spain or even my own country, Ireland, where the world collapsed, literally. What Spain or Italy or Ireland feels about their lot in life is irrelevant. So I think Australians have a right to be concerned about their futures and their lot in life. They have a right to grumble if they wish. And they also have a right to demand, strong policy responses from their political leaders. My whole focus in research is this trade-off between equitable policy and economically efficient policy. And to some extent, I think that's not a trade-off. We can find things which are both equitable and efficient and improve the lives of our citizens. And that's the task of the discipline, and that's what matters to me.